It's kind of known as a retirement place. Like everybody goes, oh yeah, Brixham's a great place to go and retire.
Be in hospitality, you're going to be fishing, you're going to be in nursing home, or you're going to be selling drugs, right?
And I'm seeing them, back pains, leg pains, all that sort of thing. And I'm thinking, I've got to do this for the next 50 years.
They ain't feeding your kids. They ain't looking after your mum. We live in a very, I'd say, safe mindset town. You hear all the cliches, it takes money to make money, but it's just not true. You just got to be consistent. You just got to pick something. You got to pick a vehicle and you just got to drive. It is really hard to move out. It's really hard to pay for these bills. So I spent months researching everything from social media marketing agencies to stuff like drop shipping, Amazon FBA.
Advice for young people trying to start a business in the Bay, what would it be? Mic drop. Torbay has its own struggles, or seems to be a place where there isn't many opportunities for young people. And this leads to young people moving out of the Bay and trying to find opportunities in bigger cities. Is there opportunities for young people to pursue the entrepreneurial career path in the Bay? Let's find out. I'm very excited to introduce to you my special guest for today's episode. On the left, we've got Callum, a young Forex trader who also co-hosts a social media marketing platform with the man on his right, Keelan, another young entrepreneur from the Bay, and they've amassed over 1 million views on the social media marketing page, doing over 265,000 likes, I believe.
Something around that, yeah.
Something around that. And yeah, I'm really gassed for today's episode. So boys, thank you for coming on. Could you explain to the viewers, what is it that you guys do?
So simplistically, what I do is I essentially track and trade price exchanges over a continental region. So that's just between sort of Japan and sort of America.
And what is this in? Forex?
Forex, yeah. So
yep.
Forex is basically just currencies around the world, and it's basically the price and difference. And basically the simplest way is you're putting in a bet. You know what I mean? It's not betting, but it's the simplest way to explain it is you're putting in a bet that a certain currency will outweigh another currency and you'll profit from it. So yeah, so that is in simple terms what I do.
Cool. And Keelan?
Yeah, me, TikTok shop affiliate. Like I say, people think it's a dancing app. It's so much more to it now. Just literally picking up your phone and I don't know, you've got a product, this, right? You could literally just go, hey guys, this is this. I'll think it's a great wallet. I'll link it down below and there'll be a little yellow basket. Now, obviously, if you want to actually make any sales, you don't do that. Then people won't buy off that. But just an example, you just literally link it down below. There'll be a yellow basket. And anyone who buys off that link, you get, let's say 10, 15, 20%, depending on what the company gives you. And so let's say you make, 10 sales at £1 commission. You made £10 for selling those 10 products off your video or off your live stream. Just people buying off a link.
Cool.
Oh mate, I've got to say something now, mate. You're way too loud.
What do you mean too loud, mate? I'm in the shower.
Mate, it's not a concert.
Well, I've told you, mate, when I'm in the shower, I'm singing. If you don't like it, put the headphones on.
What headphones, mate?
The ones in the bath, mate.
What, these ones, mate?
Yes, mate, them ones.
How's it going to make a difference? You're still way too loud.
It's not way too loud, mate. They're 90% noise cancelling, mate, and they've got 100 hours battery life. So, mate, you can blame me for 100 hours having to hear me. If you don't like me singing, put the headphones on and off.
Fine, whatever, mate. Sound. To be fair, he wasn't lying. The noise cancelling did actually work. I couldn't hear a peep from him, and the quality was actually pretty good too.
I want them back, mate.
What, right now?
Yes, right now.
Oh, fuck it. I'll buy myself a pair. How much were they?
Less than 30 quid, mate. So they're not expensive. Get yourself a pair now.
Oh, that's not too bad. Pop a link in the below.
And so how do you access what you do?
So obviously with what I do, you can do it, from your room. So what I do is I just got a phone and a laptop. It allows me to get into my brokers, allows me to get into my sort of analysis apps.
Yeah.
And so I can do it all from my room.
And you work on the site? Or?
Yeah. I'm self-employed general builder. So obviously, the beautiful thing of what I do is that I can come back to it. So you can have different ways of trading. Do you know what I mean? Different ways of different strategies. So you can have some that require you being on the computer all day. Some that require you being on the computer once or twice a day, and others that require you being on the computer once or twice a month. Do you know what I mean? So it all depends on what you
Day
want to do.
trading,
Yeah, that's
week
it.
trading.
Yeah, so obviously you got your swing trading, your
Yeah.
intradays, and then you got your scalping. So yeah, but obviously the thing of what I do is work perfectly with the job that I have, because it allows me to do what I want, and it's not something that means you have to be consistently there every day doing it.
Ideal. Yeah. And what about yourself, Keelan?
So for TikTok shop, you literally just need a TikTok account, a phone. You need to get up to 500 followers, then you can join the creator shop scheme, and you get involved with that. And then you just need to be able to have time. It's all time. You do need a little bit of money to get started off, because I mean, one of the biggest benefits of TikTok shop is you can get a lot of free samples. You can get a lot of stuff for free. But to begin with, you need to have proof of concept. If you ain't got sales, companies won't send you out products for free if you haven't proved that you can sell them. So just a little bit of money, find the products that you've seen as like doing well. So like a post that's been made recently in like the past couple of days that's got loads of views, loads of engagement, and a product, you click on that basket, you see it sold a bunch, buy that product, and then start posting videos on it on yourself. Copy the videos, because you can literally just do that. You don't literally take their video, you remake it. So if someone says buy this wallet, you can say on your own video, buy this good wallet. You know, like you can just remake their script and just do it in your own like wording, and chances are if it's popped off once, it can pop off again.
What I wanted to hear from you boys, as you're both young people from the Bay who are now doing the social media marketing, how did that come about? How did you find yourself going down that route?
I'm going to start off.
Well, I'll let you answer this question. Do you know what I mean?
Well, actually, about a year ago today, really. My hours were cutting down at work. The thing about living around here is most of the opportunities you'll find are hospitality. We are a tourism-based town.
Yeah.
And my hours were cutting down, and I was like, all I've got is time, but I've got like no money. And I just started looking on TikTok, funnily enough. Everyone thinks it's a dancing app, and I just saw these videos with like a yellow basket in, and I like clicked on it and realised these people are getting paid whenever someone buys off their link. And I was like, well, if I can just get one sale per 1,000 views or something, that would be like £1, then I just need to focus on getting views. Doesn't always go that way now, so like conversion's a crazy thing, but yeah, I just realised there's so much opportunity. Attention is very monetizable. That's all.
For sure.
I think people like the chemistry of two young people being on camera together.
Yeah, I think so. I seen the video of you painting this room the other day.
That's
Loads of patches in there. That was great.
all right.
Mate, if that's how you're painting it, it's going to take f***ing forever.
I'm gonna fucking paint it, mate. I told you that it's got to be filled first. I can't fucking paint it when it hasn't been filled.
Mate, I just don't think you know what you're doing, to be honest.
Mate, I can't hear you, alright? Okay, it's noise cancelling headphones, 90%, okay, we're 100 hours, so I'm gonna drown you out.
I'm glad you liked it. TikTok didn't.
Yeah, that happens. My favourite TikToks that I put out there that I think of class, 12 likes. The one where I'm walking around painting town in a bin bag and my mate's got a bag on his head, 20k views.
That's how it goes, mate.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
But yeah, so that brings me on to my next thing. If there was one experience that's shaped who you are today from being in the Bay, what is it?
I suppose going against the curve. That's the one experience that I think shaped me to where I am today. Is kind of maybe feeling different and wanting different things than the average person had, and I was feeling a little bit different, and that kind of allowed me to take the path that I take now. It's kind of shaped me, and down the route that I'm now walking. So,
what was the moment that sort of defined that? Like when you realised?
The moment that sort of defined that is when I was looking at people going to work. Someone obviously I work on site, so I was looking at these people who are 40, 50. And I'm seeing them, back pains, leg pains, all that sort of thing. And I'm thinking, I've got to do this for the next 50 years. And that was kind of the light bulb moment for me where I was like, maybe there's something different. And obviously, being through social media, there are certain, obviously, people that come up on social media that kind of go, actually, there are different ways of trying to make money. Well, not make money, but trying to sort of form your own future. And so with the advice of them and kind of that sort of light bulb moment of being around people who are basically falling apart because of the jobs they're in, was kind of realisation of like, I wanted something different. So that was kind of the big sort of light bulb moment for me.
Yeah, amazing. Well, you end up like that.
Yeah, that's it. That's the drive, isn't it?
Well, that's amazing as well that the tools we have today have never been more accessible. The fact that you've got people on the internet that are showing, and even you boys coming here today, that could be showing other young people from the Bay that you can make your own path. So yeah, that's amazing. And what about yourself, Keelan?
Well, it's going to shock a bunch of people. It always does. But the biggest catalyst in my life was having my son. He's 2 years old now. And I still remember when I found out that my partner at the time was pregnant. And I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Figure this out. I was working a job at the time. And I was just like, just got to that point of realization, because it's all I was hearing there, like, oh, you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I need to get myself some money. I need to find a way. I need to figure it out. So I spent months researching everything from like social media marketing agencies to stuff like drop shipping, Amazon FBA, trade. I looked into it all. I tried and failed with so many things. Mm-hmm. And so I found something that just sort of stuck. And I've had many times where like I've backslid and gotten lazy. But eventually, like after trying and failing a bunch of times, you find the one that's works for you.
What was it like taking that many failures, and like what kept you going to see it through? Because I think a lot of people will stop at the first hurdle, but they don't know that if they got over that first hurdle, they would start to build that positive momentum and see that they are on the right path.
Oh, I hear him say it to me all the time. It's just like, if you knew that you were 20 failures away from winning and success, how eager would you be to fail? And I'd just say to them, just like, pretty eager, to be fair.
Yeah,
you know?
that is a
But
good one.
You just got to keep going, because with me, it was my son that was a catalyst. I was just like, well, I can't let him down. So it's easier, I find, to work for someone else. Like, you got to figure out your why, who you're doing it for, whether that's like your family, or it can obviously be yourself. Mm-hmm. I find that I do it for my son, I do it for my mum, I do it for my family as well.
Amazing. So if you had to describe the Bay in 3 words, what would they be?
Quiet, homely, and close-knit community. But it's not 3 words though, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd say quiet, homely, and community.
Okay, cool. What about you, Keelan?
Seagulls, fish, retirement.
Yeah.
So just that sort of place where it's kind of known as a retirement place. Like everybody goes, oh yeah, Brixham's a great place to go and retire.
Yeah.
That's kind of the image that is presented from it.
So where do you find yourselves then, still being in the Bay at this age, whilst everyone else is moving off into different cities?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good question, to be fair. A lot of people want to go down to the uni route, the career route, and I completely understand that. Like, if you know what you want to do, absolutely go and get a degree. For me, I've never been one like really like enjoying the academic route, and I find like there's other avenues that you can go down. People believe that they just have to go to uni, but for me, putting myself in debt, dedicating years of my life to something that I'm not 100% sure about was just something that didn't make sense to me.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, because I'm of the same mind personally. But yeah, I do think it has its place. But yeah, it's not needed for a successful future, as long as you put the work in and start to get the ball rolling on your own thing. How do you boys see social media shaping youth culture for young people in the Bay trying to become entrepreneurs?
Wow, that is quite a question. I mean, the thing about social media is it can be both like the best thing and the worst thing. It all depends on what you're like exposed to. Like, on one hand, you can be exposed to like, the self-help side of things, like improving yourself, doing things for your family. And then on the other side, let's be real, you can be exposed to stuff like brain rot, and it's just like you got to be really careful what you're being fed, because what you're being fed is what you're being led to believe. And what people don't understand about algorithms is you can actually manufacture your own algorithm. What you like is what will get put in front of you more times. What you share will be put in front of you more times. Sure. Who you follow, like, you'll get more people like that. So what you want to be exposed to, you can engineer that. And I'd always recommend being very conscious of what you're liking, very conscious of what you're like following, commenting on, because that will be put in front of you more and more.
Yeah, 100%. You like one post, you get 100 more.
Yeah, exactly that.
Trying to find the right content from the right people, because obviously you get especially in the sort of thing that I do, is that you will have the people who are like, do this course and you'll be a millionaire in a year, but then you also got people a little bit more realistic, and it's like, no, it's going to take years to build what you want to build. And I find that it can be very beneficial to people, because it can also show people who are in the process of doing it being like, you know, like it's not this massive monumental task that you've got to overcome before you start doing these things. It's just a start and you'll learn as you go. But then you've also got people who are like, oh yeah, you know, if you do this for a year, you're going to be a millionaire, you're going to be, that's it. Yeah. And I don't think there is any way to get rich quick. No. I think it's all a process, you know what I mean? And you know, you've got to kind of build the person who wants to make the money and who wants to do these things and who wants to get to that end goal. And I think, you know, 100%. It can be very beneficial but also very negative. So it's also, you know, you've got to be very careful on what you're consuming, because obviously as you say, what you consume you will give back, and you don't want to be giving back the wrong information. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So that's it.
What do you guys think is the missing ingredient for young people to unlock more opportunities in Torbay?
I think the missing ingredient is kind of mindset. And the reason I say this is because I think being in a small town, everybody's got that mindset of like, oh, well, you know, I'm from Torbay, so this is kind of where I'm going to stay because there's an opportunity here. But I found the missing ingredient is predominantly mindset, because I feel like it all comes back to that mindset, do you know what I mean? And also it's like the courage to be different, because obviously being in a close-knit community, like as soon as you start doing something different, like you stand out, do you know what I mean? Because obviously you're in a place where people have this mindset of like, oh, you know, here are the jobs, here are the list of things you can do. So this is kind of what your path is set out to be. Yeah. So it's obviously that it's overcoming that. I found, do you know what I mean? And obviously, like I say, like a lot of, like you said, a lot of the reason that I'm here today is because I've been around the right people who have kind of gone, oh, you know, this is the path I'm going to take. Like, well, what do you think of it? And then through that, you kind of go, oh, I like what you're doing, and you kind of, you know, hop on the same things they're doing, and you know, a lot of trial and error that goes into it. Do you know what I mean? A lot of things that you start and don't work, but yeah, like I feel like mindset's probably, in my opinion, the biggest thing.
Yeah, 100%.
I think people, like, they're scared to stand out. They're so scared of what people will think of them if they were to do something against the curve. We live in a very, I'd say, safe mindset town. People are just very like, right, you get your job, you work, you retire, or you go to uni, you get a job, you know, like, or you move out of like the area. It's like, when you, like, I think, live in like bigger places like cities, you see all the money around you, you see all the opportunity around you. In small towns like this, it's just very humble. You know, like, you hear all the cliches, it takes money to make money, you know, like, but it's just not true. You just got to be consistent. You just got to pick something. You got to pick a vehicle, and you just got to drive. You just got to keep going. Yeah. Don't care what anyone thinks about you. I mean, believe me, you're doing TikTok, you get all the hate under the sun. Not just from people around the area. Like, oh, like, you get all the stuff like, couldn't sell water in the desert and stuff. And then, yeah, but you then grow thick skin, and I think that's really important, because it's not just about the destination. It's not just about the money. It's about the person that you become along the way. Yes. I think that's so important.
If you're talking to your younger self, or a young person that wants to get on the path but hasn't taken that first step to break the mould and hasn't dared to look different, what piece of advice would you give them to grow that thick skin and stop caring about what people think?
Just do it. It's the sort of best advice I can go. Just do it.
Just do it. Do Nike.
Just do it. The way that I like to do it is like the cold water analogy. The longer you look at the cold water, the harder it's going to be to get in there. Do you know what I mean? So don't think about it, just go for it. Do you know what I mean? And you'll soon learn to swim. And that's the way. That's the best thing I can say to a young person. You want to start it, just find what you like and go for it.
Yeah, and that it's never too late as well.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's important to remember as well that you're doing it for you at the end of the day. You know, like, all these people who may have their opinions, may say things about you, like, they ain't feeding your kids. They ain't, like, you know, looking after your mum. They ain't looking after you. They ain't paying your bills. Like, you got to do it for you. That's the main thing. I used to care so much about what people thought about me, and then you sort of like grow up and realise they ain't actually thinking about you anywhere near as much. And a lot
about themselves.
And a lot of the things that they're like projecting, all the hate, and like you realise you just start to feel sorry for these people, because you're just like, they must have something going on to like be able to say something. Like, a lot of the time it's projecting insecurity. I know it's like, because I've done it myself, you know. Anytime I'd hate on someone, I'd like then check myself nowadays, and I'm just like, that's because I'm a little bit insecure about that, you know. So don't care about what people think. You got to do things for you. You got to feed your family. You got to feed your kids, and that's what matters.
Mic drop. That's really important for people to see, that they project their hate onto something outside of them and someone else, and if you don't realise that you're doing that, you're going to be part of that cycle, and you're not going to be progressing, you know, in your own journey. You're only going to be putting it onto someone else.
It's like the analogy of wanting to be taller. Some people will step on someone to be taller. Some people will just stand up straight.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a lot of good analogies today. Hey, boys.
To talk about it, you're going to have your conflicts. You're going to have people, try and dismiss what you do. You're going to have people try and, degrade your name as such, you know what I mean? And it does happen. But you also find there's a lot of positivity that comes from it. A lot of people, will give you a pat on the back and go, oh, I'm seeing what you're doing and it seems to be working and all that sort of thing. But yeah, just do it. Like, don't be too fearful of what people are gonna say. People are never gonna like what you do, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just go for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think about what you want to do. Think about what inspires you. Think about your dreams, and go for it.
If you could leave one piece of advice for young people trying to start a business in the Bay, what would it be?
Don't worry what people are gonna say. Do you know what I mean? Just be you. Do you know what I mean? Just do what makes you happy. Do what inspires you. A good analogy that I like to use is, you don't clean yourself to get into the shower. You get in the shower to get clean. So as you walk down the path, like, you learn the right things, the right way of doing things. But I find the best experience just by doing it. So just go for it. Don't worry what people are going to say, and you'll soon start carving your own. Carving your own path. So yeah, just go for it.
Cool.
Oh, pressure's on now. Yeah, it's like consistency is obviously a huge part. You've got to be able to dedicate yourself. You've got to be able to anchor yourself as well. You've got to know why you're doing it, because motivation, like, it's not a real thing. Like, you're going to have days where you're not motivated. It's just simple as you need to have discipline.
Yes.
You need to be able to just, like, no matter how you're feeling on the day, do what you need to do. Whether it's like the work you need to do, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's reading, whether it's like whatever it is you're doing to better yourself, like, you don't need to be in a rush as well. You don't need to be like, right, I need to get rich in like a year, like, especially if you're young and living in like this area, you can like take your time with it. Like, you can just work and do the reps. You don't need to be like absolutely ruthless. Obviously that's going to help, but you just need to figure out what you're going to do on a day-to-day basis and stick to it. Like, it's not the like flame that burns the brightest, because that one burns out very quickly. It's just that slow burning flame that just keeps going, keeps turning up, that ultimately, like they say, like the rabbit and the turtle, right?
Slow and steady wins the race,
That's it.
Yeah. It's a marathon, not a sprint, all right?
Yeah.
That's it. And obviously, just going back to what you're saying about discipline, I should have touched on that as well, because discipline is mainly what it comes down to. Like, obviously, you will have days you wake up and you're like, yes, like, do you know what I mean? I'm so motivated. I can't wait to do what I've got to do today. And there's other days you'll sit there and you'll be like, man, I don't know if it's working.
Yeah.
But you've got to try and see past that.
Yeah.
And that's where discipline comes in. Do you know what I mean? So discipline is obviously a massive key with consistency. Do you know what I mean? So
100%.
So yeah, they say that, what was it, the old quote, if you wait for motivation, you're waiting for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because what you believe people have, they don't, and it's what they say. Like, all these celebrities will tell you that, all these people who do business will turn around and go, no, it's it's not motivation, it's discipline.
Yeah.
Because if you think that we've done enough motivation, we wouldn't have been where we are now. Because
Yes.
there's so many days that in fact, there's only about 20% of the time you are motivated.
Yeah.
The other 80% is like, stressful. Do you know what I mean? And that's where discipline comes in. So yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, I find this interesting with like the consciousness stuff in the mind. The mind will always give you self-doubt and these thoughts. You can't stop them from spiraling, or you can stop them from spiraling by not listening to them and giving them energy. You can see that you don't feel up for it, and that you've got all these reasons and excuses that are flying around your head, but it doesn't matter. You're still going to do what you need to do. And then through doing that, you cut through that and you realize that that was all an illusion. But people get caught up and they get entangled in that by believing that as gospel and as, oh no, I just don't feel up for it. It's not for me. And I think people stunt themselves. I'm not saying to, burn yourself out by never listening to your inner, intuition, but I think the problem lies is a lot of it isn't actual inner intuition, and it's just the mind.
It's more fear, isn't it?
Yeah, fear.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. How do you see Torbay evolving as a hub for young entrepreneurs?
Oh, wow. There's more and more people, that's what I'm noticing, right? Like, more and more people are starting to get involved in, like, side hustles, like, getting, like, set up. And I think it's, like, growing, especially around here. Like, a lot of the people I know, people are going out less on Fridays. They're starting to, like, especially around this age, realise it's hard to move out now. Like, it's really hard to move out. It's really hard to pay for these bills. Like, so just having like a nice like little like job, a career, like you need a little something on the side. You need something like that safety of having multiple like streams of income coming in, so that one day, like if you build it up enough, it's going to take off, and then that can look after you.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, like you said, when you get that ball rolling and you get past the internal conflict where you care about what people think, when you get past that, you realize that your only limitations is yourself. But especially in Torbay, because there's such a negative stigma with young people thinking it's a hole, you know. and if you just accept that, and like you said earlier, like you've got your future painted out for you, that you know you're gonna be in hospitality, you're gonna be fishing, you're gonna be in the nursing home, or you're gonna be selling drugs, right? There's these options that's what most people do, whereas the one that isn't marked out, you pick that, and then you realize that is up to you. You have creative direction over the way that path goes. So big love for Callum and Keelan to coming through on today's episode and sharing their insights on being a young entrepreneur in the Bay. It's inspiring to see other young people pursuing these sort of things whilst living in the Bay. If you want to follow what they're doing, we're going to link their socials in the description below. So make sure to check it out to follow their journeys. And if you enjoyed this episode talking about young entrepreneurship in the Bay, then make sure you hit the subscribe button below and the bell icon to stay notified for more episodes. This is Talkbay, a podcast where we host a space to talk about real things with real people, having real conversations where we show what's actually happening in the Bay in all different experiences and walks of life. I'm your host, Jay Reflection. One love, people. Catch you on the next one.